The HP EliteBook X G1a is the successor to the high-end EliteBook 1040 business laptop, the A representing AMD in this review model, and the G1i variant signifying Intel processors. Our test model is powered by AMD Ryzen AI 7 Pro 360 and backed by its NPU running at 55 TOPS and faster memory. Is it made for today's AI world? Let's find out. The EliteBook comes in a glacier silver color with rounded corners and flatter edges, giving it a sleeker look than its predecessor. It's a modern business-like design aimed at the corporate world. The bottom cover has a large ventilation grille for improved cooling, redesigned speaker grills and fewer screws for easier servicing. Thick rubber feet lift the G1a to allow cool air to flow in for better thermals. Starting at 1.49 kilograms or 3.28 pounds, the EliteBook G1a doesn't feel light for a 14-inch laptop, but in a good way it feels solid, robust and well put together. You can easily hold it with one hand. The keyboard deck has almost no flex and feels very solid. The display lid has slight warping when pressure is applied to it. The design has passed 19 military standard 810H standards. The smooth matte finish gives it excellent resistance to fingerprint smudges. Quick word on the green credentials of the G1a. Molded paper pulp cushion inside box is 100% sustainably sourced and recyclable. Outside box and corrugated cushions are 100% sustainably sourced and recyclable. 20% post-consumer recycled plastic, ocean-bound plastic in speaker enclosures, and at least 35% recycled metal in the chassis. Loosen the 4 captive T5 Torx head screws that secure the base enclosure. Using a non-metallic flat-bladed tool or your fingers, carefully separate the front, rear, left and right edges of the base enclosure from the top cover. Lift the bottom cover. Memory is soldered on so it cannot be upgraded, up to a maximum of 64GB LPDDR5x-8533. One M.2 SSD slot provides upgradable storage. The 74.5 Wh battery is removable, but the WWAN card is soldered on. This review model has a 14-inch IPS WXGA 1920x1200 60Hz display panel. Brightness is rated at 400 nits, plenty for indoor use and even in a shaded area outdoors. The matte anti-glare finish keeps the reflections down to a minimum. Color accuracy is rated at 100% sRGB, fine for general business usage, coding work or AI data analysis. There are some traces of screen bleeding at the top of the panel. On this platform, the colors are a little washed out and dull compared to an OLED display. Talking of which, there's a 2.8K 2880 by 1800 OLED touchscreen available if you want a vibrant, color accurate display instead. The G1a uses dual hinges compared to the single hinge in the 1040G11. The display lid opens up to 150 degrees, not quite flat like its ThinkPad competitor. Due to its rigidity and cutout lip, you can easily open the lid with one hand. On the left-hand side, there is a HDMI 2.1 port, one USB Type-C 10 gigabits per second signaling rate, USB power delivery DisplayPort 2.1, a Thunderbolt 4 with USB Type-C 40 gigabits per second signaling rate, USB power delivery DisplayPort 2.1, and a stereo headphone microphone combo jack. On the right, we have a Nano Kensington security slot, USB Type-A 10 gigabits per second signaling rate powered, and a Thunderbolt 4 with USB Type-C 40 gigabits per second signaling rate, USB power delivery DisplayPort 2.1. Wireless connectivity comes in the form of a MediaTek Wi-Fi 7 MT7925 2x2 and Bluetooth 5.4 wireless card. Wireless coverage was excellent with a Wi-Fi access point over 2 rooms. Bluetooth connectivity was reliable with the external mouse or speaker. The HP Premium keyboard is spill resistant with 2-level backlit keys. It sticks to the same layout as its predecessor, the 1040G11. Thank goodness the power button combined with the fingerprint reader is back in the top corner and not hidden between keys in previous models. The keyboard itself is one of the best in the business. Spacious, large keys with big white font keycaps, excellent key travel and comfortable tactile feel. Great for writing long reports or emails. There's handy indicator lights in the top corner next to the caps lock, function lock, microphone and sound mute keys. The HP engineers have really listened to users with less than perfect 20/20 vision on this wonderful keyboard. The glass clickpad with multi-touch gesture support provided agile and responsive performing Windows 11 gestures accurately and rapidly. There's a reassuring click with the integrated mouse buttons, not too loud in daily use. Audio is tuned by Polish Studio, a set of quad stereo speakers with discrete amplifiers and integrated dual-array microphones. 2 woofer speaker slots are located near the bottom corners. The 2 upward-firing tweeter speakers are located either side of the keyboard near the left control and page down keys. Sound quality is excellent from the quad speakers. Lots of mids and highs with clarity in the vocals. There's a touch of bass as well. Here are some audio samples. 5-megapixel AI camera is excellent for Teams and video meetings with your colleagues. The 1440p webcam provides a crisp, sharp image with good color reproduction, a camera you can happily use for your daily workflow. A privacy shutter is available to shut out prying eyes. Inside this review model is the AMD Ryzen AI 7 Pro 360 from 2 GHz up to 5 GHz max boost clock, 8 cores, a mix of 3 Zen 5 and 5 Zen 5C cores, and 16 threads, based on the strict point architecture. The 360 has a TDP rating of 28 watts up to 54 watts on turbo. The processor has a 50 TOPS XDNA2 Neuron engine for AI processing work, along with 32 GB of LPDDR5x-8533 soldered on memory and 512 GB of SSD NVMe TLC storage. The X G1a flies through most heavy office workflows, 4K editing, large dataset analysis, machine learning, and software development jobs. For a benchmark test, we set the best performance mode in Windows and plugged the laptop into the mains during testing. The CPU test results showed that the AI 7 Pro 360 is ahead of the AI Max Pro 380 and the older Gen 1 Intel Core Ultra 7 155H in both single and multi-core Cinebench 2024 tests. Similar story with Geekbench single and multi-core, close or above the 155H and Max Pro 380. In PC Mark 10 it does very well, only beaten by the top-tier processors. In the graphical benchmarks, the Radeon 880M is behind the Intel Arc 8-core iGPU and the newer AT40S with 3D Mark Time Spy, and ahead of the AT40S in the Steel Nomad benchmark. In the older 3D Mark Night Raid benchmark, it stays just behind the AT40S and ahead of the Arc 8 core. Here's a list of the benchmarking results for reference. The Ryzen AI 7 Pro 360 is similar to the older Intel Core i7 13620H and only just behind the Intel Core Ultra 7 268V in general benchmarking scores. Using the quick CPU tool plugged in balance mode idle, CPU temperature is around 50 to 55 Celsius. CPU clock speed is around 2 to 2.5 GHz. CPU power is around 5 to 10 watts. Keyboard temperature is around 35 Celsius at the center and 35.3 Celsius at the top of the fence. With video playback balance mode, the AI 7 Pro 360 doesn't break a sweat at 48 Celsius on average. CPU clock speed is 1.5 to 2.5 GHz. CPU power is between 9 to 12 watts. The dual fans stay quiet with a low hum at around 30 decibels, and the temperature at the top vents is 37 Celsius and 36 Celsius at the center of the keyboard deck. Set to high performance plugged in running Blender benchmarking, the CPU fluctuates between 3.5 to 4 GHz. CPU temperature is around 82 Celsius and CPU power is constant at 50 watts. The fans do kick faster at 47 decibels. Temperatures around the vents is 37 Celsius and 36 Celsius around the center of the keyboard deck. In battery mode, balance mode video playback, the CPU power is 6 to 7 watts on average. Clock speed is around 1.5 GHz. CPU temperature of 44 Celsius. The fans stay virtually silent at 30 decibels and chassis temperatures hit 33 Celsius at most. The keyboard deck is 34.5 Celsius and the top vents are 34 Celsius. Same could be said with running the Blender benchmark under battery mode best performance. CPU temperature is around 82 Celsius and CPU power is constant at 50 watts. CPU clock speed is 3.8 to 4 GHz. The dual fans and vapor chamber do keep the fan noise and temperatures down when running heavy workflows, kicking in after a few seconds to 47 decibels for a few seconds and then down to a steady 44 decibels. The keyboard deck is 37 Celsius and 39 Celsius at the top vents. Using DeepSeek Gamma 27B under LM Studio on best performance mains, the center of the keyboard temperature was 41 Celsius and similar temperatures by the top vents. Fan noise was constant at just under 50 decibels. Here's a list of the target audience for the HP EliteBook X G1a. Creative pros, product designers, architects and engineers, data scientists, game and VR developers. The AMD Radeon 880M is a direct successor to the 7080M. It has 12 RDNA 3.5 architecture CUs, WGPs, 768 unified shaders, running at up to 2900 MHz. TGP is around 10 to 20 watts. In this review model with 32 GB memory, dedicated GPU memory is 320 MB and 15.6 GB is shared GPU memory. The 880M sits below the Intel Arc Graphics 140V and above the Arc 8-core graphics in general benchmarking results. The graphics on the X G1a are pretty solid for casual and occasional modern title at lower settings. Here are some gaming samples. HP have provided a wealth of security features for this business laptop. The fingerprint reader is a little hit and miss at times. There's Windows Hello authentication, a webcam privacy shutter, a TPM 2.0 security encryption chip, HP Tamper Lock, and a Nano Kensington security lock. On the software side, with HP Wolf Security Edition offering threat containment, malware prevention, and credential protection technology. Inside the X-G1a is a HP XL long life 4-cell 74.5 Wh lithium polymer battery. On 50% brightness balance mode, 1080p full video playback, battery life was 11.5 hours. On 50% brightness balance mode running PC Mark 10 extended like an office power user, battery life was just over 7 hours. Under heavy load, expect an hour to 2 hours worth of battery life. The G1a comes with a HP 100W USB Type-C slim adapter. Fast charging is available from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes. The good, the bad, and the really bad. Powerful performance. The AMD 360 processor delivers great performance for its form factor category without getting too hot or loud from the fans. Plenty of ports. The G1a comes with 3 USB-C ports, 2 of them Thunderbolt 4, 1 legacy USB Type-A port, HDMI, and a headphone microphone combo jack. Good inputs. The G1a has a very comfortable keyboard for writing long reports and good tactile feedback for touch typists. The touchpad is nice size and works perfectly with fingerprint gestures and glide action. Solid build. The EliteBook has a well-built chassis, feeling sturdy and rigid with hardly any flexing on the keyboard deck. The display flexes a little if you apply decent pressure to it, but the screen is well protected. No SD reader. Shame the G1a doesn't have an SD reader slot for content creators to transfer files from a digital camera. No WLAN. As a business-aimed laptop, HP have missed off a 5G WLAN option for corporate travelers. Naturally, you can use a MiFi device instead, but it's a leather box to carry in your rucksack. Non-upgradable RAM. The memory on all Strix Point-based systems right now are currently non-upgradable and use soldered LPDDR5 memory. Shame, as you would need to buy a more expensive model to future-proof it. Expensive. While the base unit, like the review model, starts from £1,200 or $1,600 plus taxes, the higher end models can go up to $4,300 or £3,230, which is crazy expensive. There's healthy competition in the compact business laptop category. What are the alternatives to the HP EliteBook X G1a? In no particular order, here's some to consider. Lenovo ThinkPad T14S Gen 6 AMD, Lenovo ThinkPad X9 14 Gen 1, Dell Pro 14 Premium Laptop, Asus ExpertBook P5 P5405, Acer Swift 14 AI AMD, MSI Prestige 13 AI Plus Evo A2 VM, Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 13 Aura Edition Inch Intel. Taking the EliteBook platform strengths like comfortable input devices, a good selection of ports and security features, and a high-quality chassis wrapped around a brand new AMD Ryzen AI 7 Pro 360 processor, the EliteBook X G1a is attractive, well-built, and generally looks and feels a lot like the kind of laptop corporate users are looking for. The 5-megapixel webcam is excellent, battery life is easily good enough for a day's work, and the chassis stays quiet and cool most of the time. Yes, the display options are limited. There's no WLAN 5G option, and it can be expensive for the higher spec models, but overall the HP EliteBook X G1a is the 14-inch compact business laptop to beat. What do you guys think? Leave your comments and discuss below. Hope you guys enjoyed the review of the HP EliteBook X G1a laptop. Please click on the like button if you enjoyed this review video and subscribe if you would like to watch more of our tech videos. Thanks for watching. Cheers.